Name is JackShadow. Today I will be hosting a video about Warframe. I will be doing some gameplay and some missions for you, and hopefully giving you some new information about the game and tips and tricks that you did not know. I hope you enjoy this video. And I will also be just cutting my voice in and out here and there for just in the video to explain certain aspects here and there that I think you may find interesting or want to know about. Okay, let's get this video rolling. To start off with, we have a daily reward system. So far this year I've played 88. And you can get things such as resource boosters that boost the resources drop chance, mods, resources, and this is my foundry. There can be different blueprints for different types of items that you can build. In progress, that means things that are being built or been built that need to be collected. Ready to build, anything that can be built. Warframes, those are the things you play as for the most part. You can build different frames, and also get different abilities. You have to make a warframe, you need to get all the pieces, for the blueprints for each piece, and then build them. They can require things such as neurodes, alloy circuits, and other things such as Kuva. And then there's prime frames, which require prime pieces, which you can mainly only get from doing relic runs. And there's some frames that are in a category called vaulted, which means they are no longer out, like you can get them from relics. This mainly happens with prime items. Currently, I'm in the process of building my Sarin Prime and trying to get my Sarin Prime chassis. It's the last piece I need. Next is primary. Weapons that go in your primary weapon slot. These consist of bows and other types of rifle-based things. There's prime weapons of these types as well, but snipers and sometimes weird types of laser beams that can have different effects go in here as well. Secondary. These are just all-around secondary things that can be used in battle. They can be revolvers, elemental-based things that shoot acid or needles and other things. And melee, there's things you can have such as like a type of scythe, dual daggers, swords, machetes or machete in this case, which is classed as a machete. Blade and whip, such as the lectar. These tofas, which is actually a type of Japanese or Chinese weapon from memory. A Sylvian Aegis, which is a type of shield and fire-based weapon. A plasma sword, and the wall, which is built from a segment of a weapon you can get from a part of the storyline. There's things called archwings, which you can use to fly about, and that includes weapons for them, new actual wings, as well as other segments that you may need to get before building it. Landing craft. These are the ships that you fly around in, well, that you will see and get to customize in certain frames and stuff, and you'll see them decently regularly if you do missions enough. Gear. These are things that go in your gear slots. They can range from ciphers to heal, health pads, and things to help all around in the game. You can have specters, which will help fight for you. And then there's keys, which you need for things called derelicts, survivals, mode defenses, and so forth and so on. These are the keys that have effects on you. These are keys that allow you to do certain types of missions. These ones here allow you to open a single door, select door, which may be on one of these areas from these keys. Next we have fishing, because on the place called Cetus you can go fishing, hunt for ores, and stuff of the entirety source. This thing's called Zor, which is a custom-based weapon, which you need to get pieces for by buying the regular pieces and then collecting the things on Cetus, such as ore, alloy, fish scales, and plant matter, and miscellaneous. This falls in the categories of things that can be used in just pretty general things, but such as building, as well as other things. This thing here is called an incubator power core. You need them to make a certain type of, well, a pet, to be fully honest. You can have Kubros or Kavats. As you can see here, this Kavat incubator upgrade segment is so you can get a Kavat. Former, which you need to upgrade your frame to put a special type of slot on it, which gives it you can choose any type of thing, and it gives you a select buff for a mod with that type of symbol. And extractors, which you can use to collect more ore from planets. We also have a mod station, which is where you can get mods that you'll pick up over time. As you can see, I have quite a few, and they're sorted in duplicates. So any mods I have that are special, or singles, or just multiples of themselves, will be here and there. There's Warframe, Aura, which go in the slots on the Warframe. Augments, which are special mods for certain frames, such as this one for Hydroid. I have no others so far. Primary, which is for the shotguns, rifles, and bows and such. Secondary, which are mostly referred to just as pistols. Melees, which can range from, well, melee just have their own melee category, since there can be so many of them. There is stance, which you can use for certain types of weapons, such as the machetes, scythes, dual swords, the Nakar, Monakars, Spring, which is sort of just fists based fine, which is a few meters like that. There's fists, slaves, as well as a lot of others. There's Exilius mods, which can go in, that are normally for the Warframe, well, always for the Warframe. But you can unlock a special extra slot for most frames, and these can also go in there. But only mods with the symbol up on the top, if you look really closely. Next is the Archwing mods, which you normally get by playing Archwing missions and stuff, which most people do not like. Arch Guns, which is the fire weapon. Arch Melee, the actual melee. Sentinels, which are some of the actual pets you can have, well, robots in this case. They are there to help you out in fights and other situations. There's a few ones only for specific ones, such as the Death Cube, Carrier, and the Rim is one as well as Dajin and a few others. There's also Companion, which can go from Kavats to Kubro. As you can see here, it says at the bottom, Kavat, Kubro. You can also get things called Iton Treasures, which are these sculptures and these things that you can use to power them, aka the stars. There's Iton Amber and Iton Cyan. There's about 7, 8, or 9 sculptures from memory. I only have 2 so far, because I've been trading them for platinum and other things, and a few I've just given to a friend. You can fuse mods, transmute, and with the mod fusion, you're actually upgrading it, which is what those little lights at the bottom represents, how far they've been upgraded. The transmute is when you combine 4 mods of any type, and you get one random mod. Well, depending on what you fuse, you'll get a mod of gold tier, copper, or silver. Sometimes you may even, if you're extremely lucky, you may get platinum. There's a sell option, and you can just sell them for credit. And dissolve, which you get this item called Endo for, which is up in the corner here, which you use to upgrade the mods themselves. This is the incubator. Currently, I have my pet Era here. But I also have another pet called Sly. They are both Kubros, but this one is an infested crew, bro. Which to get, you need to get the pink cyst thing you see on my neck. Oh, this one doesn't, this frame doesn't quite have a good one. Well, this is my Helios Prime. He's one of my robotic companions. But as you can see, this is one of my warframes. One is called Mira. I currently am running a few different weapons on there that have no rank, because I need to level them up to gain mastery rank, which will allow me to build other things, as well as a few other things here and there. I have other frames, such as Excalibur Umbra, Hydroid, Zephyr, Volt, and my Oberon. All these frames here are frames I do not have yet, but I can either get the pieces for or get
Tenno, it has begun. It will be marked
the
on
prime
navigation.
versions, which require relics. But most of these you can just get from a few you can only get from the labs in the dojo, which is sort of like a clan-based system, which I'll explain a little later on. But for the most part, you can just get these from facing off against bosses. To begin with, you select from 3 frames: Volt, Mag, and my one that I start with, Excalibur. But now I've upgraded to my Excalibur Umbra, who is one of my main frames, as well as my Hydroid were my 2 first main frames that I used. And as you can see on Hydroid's neck, if I can get the right angle, whoops, there's that special pink cyst on his neck, which you can use to get the infested or infected Kubro, which, as you saw there, would be my pet, Era. This thing over here is the Void Relics. You use them to get mostly prime pieces of equipment. You can use the prime pieces to quite easily get you prime frames as well as prime items, which if you don't already have or don't want, you can sell for platinum in the trade chat or just by trading them with other people, period. There's quite a lot of different relics you can get, and there's even vaulted relics, which if you're lucky, a few people here and there might have and be willing to run at the same time. And you can also get these things called Forma from them, which is, well, I've already explained the basis of Forma, which I might explain later more. But there's the 4 types: Lith, Meso, Neo, as well as Axii, which is probably the most difficult type of relic to get, but they normally have the best gear, or like the gear you need the most, or would like to have, like stronger gear. There's this room here, which is sort of like, let's just call it my cabin or room. You can have an aquarium with different creatures in there. I have a few fish and a couple of crabs here and there. This shows the frame you're using now, where you can buy a slot which shows a frame there permanently. And these you can put pretty much anything on. And this is the Soma code. You can play music fragments that you get once you get all of the ones for a certain type from a certain planet, which can also be quite helpful. This is where my Tenno is housed, which is my operator for my frames. As you can see, now I'm out of my seat and near my warframe. You can look around, and I'll show you some other things you can do with the Tenno later on. As the Tenno, you can get focus to upgrade his or her abilities depending on your preference of design. Mine, I chose to go with a female because I just chose to. Well, female look at least. And there's different clans you can get that will give your Tenno different powers. Well, selectively use. There's Madurai, my one, which is damage based. Rikai, which I have not done much research in. Batarn, Zenurek, and Neuromon. There's equipment, which is normally consists of like the Mote Amp as well as Arcanes. And you can also change the appearance, which I will not do because I'm not quite interested in 100% changing the look of my frame. And there's this area here, which if you go in here and you have a fully developed cyst on your neck, you can go up to this seat and get removed. Which I will do since I don't need this cyst on this frame.
Operator, no! Have you lost your mind?
So you'll get to watch this, and it pretty much just pops the cyst on this, which is pretty much a very simple thing, so it doesn't really take much effort. But you do need to first have a fully developed cyst before it quite works. Now I'll jump into some gameplay. Oh right, there's a market here, which you can use to buy, well, frames, blueprints, as well as access-based stuff. There's color palettes and different things such as bundles you can get as well. There's categories. This is featured, so popular and wish list. There's warframes, which have all those things.
The balance of
you
power
can see bundles, deluxe
Navigation
skins,
is marked with
this,
new
armor
invasions.
sets, skins, helmets, archwing, and animation sets. Weapons, which consist of primary, secondary weapon, melee weapons, archwing, and cosmetics. Equipment, boosters, mods, endo, landing craft components, keys and drones, gear, color palettes, and slots which you need to store frames as well as weapons. Companions such as, well, Kavats and Kubros, you can get accessories for them, and sentinel accessories, which is like the little robot thing I showed you in that giant pillar of light, mini pillar of light. Bundles, which can give you warframes, weapons, cosmetics, and malicious bundles.
Dude, you've got too many things.
I'm doing a project and that's updating. I'm doing a video recording project. I'm streaming right now. Thanks, Mom. Sorry about that. Yeah, but that's most of the stuff that's in the bundles. There's stuff in here, Tenogen, helmets, skins, weapon skins, landcraft, and sentinels, more stuff that is sort of like, it's hard to explain, prime access, and to get platinum, which unfortunately, you can either spend money on in real life, or just, well, get platinum through trades, which is most people's preferred version, or most would actually just buy it, which is not exactly my cup of tea, but I have had to do it once or twice. This is the index, which can show you quest, universe, training, and missions. This is the storyline missions, or, well, story-based missions. You can unlock them by doing other missions and completing things on the map. The main story goes from this Vor's Prize, Sayers Vigil, to Once Awake, then it goes to Men of Few Words, The Stolen Dreams, and then it goes to Natan and the Second Dream, then the War Within quest, Chains of Harrow, Apostasy Prologue, and then the Sacrifice, which is all part of the main story. I still have yet to unlock these, because I still have a few tasks here and there to do. Yeah, but in the codex there's also like a list of things that you can have or get, such as fragments, weapons, warframes, archwings, objects, and other things, as well as mods and art. There's training, which basically gives you information on each sort of subject thing. And there's also missions, which give you the base listing of all the missions. There's a few different types of missions that can give you different types of items and other things, which I will not get into right now, but hopefully get to another video. Yeah. But this is the syndicates. You can be in different syndicates to get certain items. Currently, I'm in Arbitrators of Hixus and Cephalon Sanuda. If you go to offerings, you can get certain stuff with the outstanding, such as shield regens and other special mods. Most of the special mods are for frames, and then there's a few things that aren't for frames at all. There's a few things that are just there for, like, because they're weapons, as well as just, how would I put this, just there for aesthetics.
What can we do to help your journey?
There's 6 of these different ones. Currently, I'm a part of these 2, which I may change later on if I need different things. There's a multiplayer mode which I have not actually done anything in yet because I don't think I'm ready, called the Conclave. Each one has its own certain things you have to do. Annihilation, which is a 1v all, which you have to verse a ton of different people or things. The Team Annihilation, which is where you have to face an opposing team 4v4. A Cephalon Capture, which is when you have to face your team, which is a 4 team, versus another 4 team. And then there's this one, Arching Steampot for the Lost Oregon area, which I haven't actually done any research in yet. So now, time for some hopefully some actual gameplay after I show you some different things. There's different planets, which consist of most of the ones from our galaxy actually. Neptune, Uranus, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Earth, Venus, and Mercury, and Luna, which is meant to be our moon.
Available. Check navigation.
And there's also a few other things. Kuva Fortress, the Void, the Dojo, which is I'll get to later on, and a few other planets that aren't from our system. Or they may be moons here. Or they may be moons. It's the Derelict, which is a type of ship area which is where you can do missions, which you unlock over time. There's events which can give you special items or even skins or other things if it's near a certain holiday, such as this one. This was for Halloween. You can get an Oricon reactor which you can use on your frames to give them an extra slot, weapons, skins, as well as symbols to put on said frames. There's quests that you are pending or doing in the process of. This is the alerts, which can give you certain things throughout the week. Well, actually hours. You can get them constantly through a week though. There's invasions, which I won't get into too much because it's quite complicated. Syndicates, which will give you off the syndicate you're in. Void fishes, which is what you use those relics for, to open them and get items out of. And the sortie, which you can do once per day to fight. And it gives you different types of enemies and can have certain conditions to complete, which can be quite annoying, but can give you quite the reward pool of Iton Sculptures, Riven Mod, which is a purple type mod which can give you something very nice, Kuva Endo, 3-day booster of any of the 3 types, Affinity, Drop, or double chance of getting double the items, an Exilius Adapter, Former, Oricon Catalyst, or Reactor Blueprint. But the highest grade and one of the most difficult items to get is the Legendary Core, which is also one of the most valuable on the market to give people for platinum. You can get up to 200 plus, I believe, from memory, but I got mine sold mine for about 200, I believe. Okay, I won't do my sortie today because I don't quite want to do that right about now, but I will quickly do I'll do a quick Fisher run. I will do a I will do a no, I will do a Sabotage. And since it's a lift, I can do it with quite a lot of ease. Oh, let me check I'm running the right frame for this. It was a Capture, I believe. No, Sabotage. Sabotage, yeah, I can run any frame for Sabotage. I will run this one here because it's a Radiant, but I don't quite need it anymore because I have gotten everything I need so far. But yeah, there's things called Radiant, Exceptional, and Flawless. They boost the chance of getting a certain type of item. The gold is the rarest and, in my opinion, the most difficult to get. But, in all honesty, it's not that difficult if you have multiple of the same relic and you're fine with repeatedly doing certain type of mission. Yeah. This is being kind of glitchy. That's unfortunate. I may have to stop the broadcast here and come back. Never mind. Okay, I get to continue my broadcast. That is amazing. Pardon that noise, but that is my ship. While in the loading screen, you can move it from different areas, and you can customize it almost however you want. Here we go. Oh, I got put into a match with a random. That sometimes happens almost always happens if you have to do games set public.
Look, a reactant.
Currently, I'm using my friend called Hydro. He has the power to summon tentacles with his fourth ability. For his main ability, he can use a special type of. His first ability summons these types of. I don't know what to class them as, but they're type of. Well, sort of like spikes, spines that is the tentacles, a type of tentacle he summons.
The reactor will have tight security. Watch for enemy patrols.
His second ability, well, third ability, whoops, one that allows him to turn into a wave called Tidal Surge. His other ability is called Undertow, which is when he can turn to a pole, but he can still use any of his other abilities, but they all cost energy, which you see in the bottom corner, going up by 1. And I'll use one of my items to quickly get that back up. Oh, and this is a new weapon I got just the other day. It is technically a type of shotgun, but I'm still semi-confused about most of it. But it's quite a decent weapon to use. And I've only started using it for about maybe half a day or so. Oh, and those things I was picking up that
Finish your mission.
filled up that circle in thing beside my mini map in the top left corner is to open up my relic. There's stuff called focus you can get as well. And you can also pick up random blueprints for some frames here and there around the map. There's different types of enemies that fall into different categories. There's infested, as well as other types. There's the corpus, infested, and grenade are the main ones, I believe. There's a few things that you can find here and there around the maps, which allow you to get different ore, which you can use for crafting. You also need credits, which is the sort of like the main monetary system value. And then there's subtype boss missions. The goal is to destroy these. Well, whatever the subtype goal actually is.
Target destroyed. Proceed to the extraction point.
See? That mission went along quite quick. It might have taken a little longer, or even gone a little quicker, if I didn't did team. If you can find a good squad you work well with, and you can friend them online, it can be quite easy or so difficult. This store here is, well, we just refer to them as friendship gates. Because if you're doing it with more than one person, you have to have someone with you. Which can be quite annoying. Or if you've just completed, like the other person, you only had 2-person squad. Oh wait, no, I'm correct with my analysis. Yeah, and once you're here, the other person can get here before 1 minute, or the extraction will just happen on its own after a minute. And here we go. This is the stuff that I can choose from. I can get this, this, or this. But considering I need more former, I would choose that. Since I can also use them for crafting as well. Voila, that's
Another
mission
well
sabotage. You can see my weapons, how much they rank up, as well as the items I get, such as nav swords, void traces, galleon, salvage, and a few other things here and there, which will help me along the lines of my game. which will also help me get stronger. Vitality is a mod that allows you to have extra health, and Diamond Skin protects you from radiation damage. To an extent, that is. Mission done. So I open my lift. Alright, there's all these in here. Profile, quest, market, all that. It's sort of like a quick way to get to things. But now I'm going to head to the open world-ish aspect of Warframe. Which currently there's only one, but they will be adding more to the game, I believe, called Cetus. But there's also these things called relays, which you can go to take care of items, trade, as well as other things here and there throughout the game. So currently we'll be going to Cetus to do some bounties to hopefully get some rarer items, because you can get quite a few different types of things. And as you go through the game, you will need these to hopefully progress through, get more powerful, as well as grow as a user. Power up your frames, tenor, and all your other items for that matter of fact. There's nighttime and daytime. You can face certain types of enemies that will pop up more often at a certain time. But while I'm running through this place, I will not be running Hydroid because he's better in close quarters fighting. So allow me to quickly swap out my Hydroid for a better frame, or a more useful one in this situation. So I'll run my Excalibur, who's better at dealing damage for me. And I will swap out some of my weapons as well, since I'll be fighting against a difficult type of missions. I will use my Skiajati as well as my Dread. This is where you put mods in. I've multiple configurations, but currently I'm using a different one. This one, which uplines, well, builds can do anything that exchanges from doing different things. This one does more corrosive and slash damage and has a higher crit chance, which is what I prefer using. And my Skid Yacht, I won't bother showing you that, but that's my ability, which I can customize with certain things to up its power. But I will not be putting on a secondary because I do not find them useful for my situation. These orange spots you can see in the mini-map are different vendors which you can buy or do different stuff with. And the blue dots are actually other online players who you can team up with, talk with, as well as trade. This is the person you go to get bounties.
Not something. Heavy hitter like you needs a little
outstanding,
snack, yeah?
Which you normally use to get certain things. There's different mods you can get, which normally, in all honesty, you will need. Especially Cetus Wisps and some of the mods you get, as well as the Breath of Eidolon if you get these things called Eidolon lenses. Which these things here, which you can combine with regular lenses to power up immensely. Like how much focus they give you. I'll explain the concept of focus a little bit later if you do not mind. Here we go. This quest is offering something I would like, such as a good old-fashioned Matter-Eye lens, which is currently the last lens I need before I can make a greater lens, which is I can later infuse with my Eidolon.
Couldn't get anyone to take that on.
And currently I will be doing this mission alone. So I'll be fighting and doing this on my own most likely, because I do not have my match set for
would like
public.
this relic back, and I would like to keep the Quills happy. Will you
Yeah,
oblige?
but unless you choose an Eidolon hunt mission, you normally don't get paired up with other people. And since this is an open world factor, you have to wait for it to load in, so to speak, which is unfortunate, but something you must put up with. Sure, it may get a little boring, but it's a decent aspect, and it normally goes pretty quickly. Voila, the open world of Cetus. You can face different monsters and beasts, and if I see anything special, I will tell you about it. There's something decent special right now. That's a type of old crystal which gives you something called Iridite.
Spike in your area.
There can be different monsters here and there, as well as animals
Details
which you
about
can
this
kill
relic and its
for
whereabouts
bait,
upstairs.
well,
I need you to
fishing.
do some digging. Quick, the archaeologist who uncovered the relic is on the move.
Voila. You
Bring
can
them
also
in
get
for
claws and
questioning.
other things from them. But currently what I need most of all is jewels and fish, actually. Ah, and there's one of my favorite beasties, which I still have yet to kill. Those are called
The
Eidolons.
officer is nearby. Track them
They're a
down.
special type of beast that you can
There's
only
the officer.
actually
Capture them.
kill with your tentacle, which can be quite an inconvenience, especially considering you need to take them down with a shield. Oh, right, and this is my Excalibur Umbra's final ability, called Exalted Blade. I use it to, how is this, take out my enemies. It does the most damage compared to most of my abilities. That would be my Radio Blind. I use it to blind my enemies and leave whenever I need to get out fast, which can honestly be quite often. And some weapons have passive abilities, such as the one I'm using currently has the characteristic of being able to go invisible for a couple of seconds after using it, which is my melee, aka my Skiajax. Oh wait, no, that's, yeah, it's just my Skiajax passive. You can find Grenier most of the way around this place, because this is where they mostly habitat.
There's the captain. Take out the guards, but be warned, the prisoner has been strapped with a bomb collar. Detection. Start the countdown to detonation. You've been detected. Hurry up and free the prisoner, or that collar explodes. The guards are down. Use the collar now.
Oh. Got him. That was
You
close.
freed the prisoner.
He almost
Escort them to
bit the
safety.
dust, which would have been quite unfortunate. Oh, right. Those, well, that's basically just the water here. It just can be quite painful to deal with, you know, actual, literal
Thanks to that,
sense.
Reiner, we have new leads on the relic's location.
Nope. That's been done. I can start stealth killing, so
Scans
I have
indicate
to
you
deal
have a
with
hidden
them
supply cache
being
at
able
this
to shoot me,
waypoint.
and I can
Search
regen
the area
shield,
for the relic.
which will in turn make it a bit easier to go around. Oh, better avoid the water, because if you even step in it and your screen starts to turn that bluey color that you saw before, it can drain your energy, which can be quite an inconvenience. Quite a big one, actually. There's certain types of enemies that you can trigger here and there.
You're nearing the supply caches,
Which-
but I'm able to pinpoint their locations. You'll have to search them all out for yourself.
Oh, right.
Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
He's not an enemy. So if we take him out, that's right, he's a bit weak, so we can make nothing. That's one of my rail blinds. Sort of passives. It makes everything that I do act as a stealth option, because they can't see me, which helps quite a lot actually. But I will stop talking for the next few minutes because I need to search and find for these things that will have the stuff in them, which I have to recover all the cachettes, which I'm not sure what type of cachettes they are this time around, which can be quite annoying because sometimes you have to kill enemies to be able to find them, or sometimes they're just here and there around, like just everywhere, which is honestly the biggest, one of the most difficult ones to do on your own, because not having any teammates means you can't search a wide area as quickly. Unfortunately, I believe this one may be a search, so I'm kind of wasting. Yep, it's a search. The search, what you have to search for is these things here. You go up to them and click square to open.
Excellent hunting. You found one of the
You have to
caches.
find them within a allotted time. And now that I know this is a search one, I've wasted a lot of time, and I've actually just won the wrong frame for the job, which could ultimately lead to me failing and having to start again if this mission actually lets me. Which my memory isn't exactly sure. Ah, did I get this one? Yes, I have, unfortunately. Darn it. I really wish I wore my Zephyr suit. Alright, my Zephyr is a flying base frame, which would allow me to get an aerial view. Unfortunately, I don't have any scanners, so I can't actually. I'm quite blind. I didn't notice they could be up in
Just
spots
one
like
cache
this.
remaining.
So I'm going to try and get up a bit higher. You can get to ride your archwings in the plains, but I find that much too difficult, and I actually don't know how to at the current moment of processing time. Oh, and you can slow your fall and momentum a bit, so which helps out quite a bit, especially in some situations. Oof, I'm going to have to go silent for a bit so I can hopefully find this last cachette. Had I've left this area that it was meant to be in. And I really wish I knew where this thing was. Maybe in here. Nope, this is just a cave system. Which can have gems in them. Which is not what I'm looking for right now, but I will take. Cravat, not bad. But not what I need. Oh, jeez, Louise. And this mission is just about to be a fail. 3, 2, 1, and...
We can no longer our objective. I will let Kanzu know we have failed him.
Unfortunately, this is true. We did fail Kanzu, which is the person who actually gave us the bounty. And if for the most part you want to find gems, you will have to go into... Oh god, that's quite an inconvenience, I know. That can happen, unfortunately. Can I get out of the hole? Yes, I can, apparently. Now I believe I have to go back and try the mission again. But I'm not even sure it will do said mission again, which is quite a problem. And those are the type of creature you get killed for some type of item. Oh, I think I actually got it. And, oh, it did not drop anything from feathers. Apparently not. Oh, that's a fucking shame. Oh, now it comes the part. Getting all the way back to the area of Cetus, so I'm gonna need to pull up my big map for a second, so we'll have a slight inconvenience on the screen. Oh, the other one was going that way. There we go. That's the way Cetus goes. Oh, I've lost a lot of energy from that. Alright, the Grenier are also normally, like I said earlier, all around Cetus, so you'll normally end up being attacked by them more than once. Which can be annoying if you're trying to get something. Which is, in all honesty, why I actually prefer recommending a friend that has high speed or that can, if you can, have that as an option, fly. But still just as easy to get somewhere fast with the good old-fashioned bullet jump, which I have been using a lot to get through a lot of this area. See? As you can see. Those are called bullet jumps. And now I'm going to hopefully see if I can select that mission again to get that lens I need. Oh, the flag there, looking to see this. Luckily, I still got my rewards. Luckily. But unfortunately, I did not get the one I needed. So I will try and do the mission again if it is still there. Back to bounties.
You pay me in red. I pay you in silver.
Here we go. I can reselect the mission.
One more off the docket. Hop to. The Quills are at it again, telling me an important Orican relic is being unearthed by the Grenier.
I will go with my Excalibur Umbra once more, and hopefully that the area has changed to more of a plains-based area, which in turn will make it much easier. But if it is in the same sort of setting, that will be a bit more of an inconvenience, which I will have to roll with, unfortunately. So I'll quickly wait for this to load. There we go. All nice and loaded. So now we shall get
a
going.
Massive sentient energy spike in your area. I advise you to be careful.
Sentient energy.
Details about this relic and its whereabouts are scarce. I need you to do some digging.
Find the prisoner.
I've learned of an Ostron miner who was captured by the Grenier. Bring him home.
Okay, let me quickly go this way, and I believe this time it's starting off with the hostage take, which should hopefully make this a little quicker, and I will just go full on out percentage. That way, hopefully, I have a bit more time to work with for saving.
Those devices draw energy from bomb ballists. Make use of them.
There's the captive. Take out the guards, but be warned, the person's strapped with a bomb collar. Detection will start the countdown to detonation. You've been detected. Hurry up and free the prisoner before that collar explodes. The guards are down. Use the collar now.
There we go. All done.
You freed the prisoner. Now escort
head to
them
the next area. Escort the prisoner to Crash. Oh, finally, I got matched up with a squad mate. That should hopefully make this a bit easier. I have one random squad mate, which I believe has played this map, this area more than me, because he has the items. But unlike me, he doesn't have quite
Thanks to that miner, we have moved on the relic's location.
Okay, I got it. Glare. Okay, this is actually quite a good person.
The Grenier have used drones to perform subsurface scans of the plains.
Okay.
Hijack one for me.
We have to go now. We have to go to the drone that was just discovered. Which you can normally get to pretty fast if you know what you're doing, or you just like have bullet jump decently fast. Or if you're like that person. Oops, hold up.
The drone is nearby. Find it and hack it.
That still kind of annoys me when the teammate has one. Unfortunately, they can give them to you, but if you're normally in public, that is not always the case. You're facing off against an Eidolon, which was that big creature you've seen about 2 or so times so far. This. Oh, and Nesopod. I need those actually. Is there anything that sometimes happens. Sometimes the game does have a tendency to glitch here and there. Also, inconvenience most Warframe players have decided to deal with, and the average. Where is the drone? That is my question. I will open this up to find out. Now I have some space. These can be empty as well, unfortunately. And those critters explode. Oh. Oh, no, Nesopod. Huh. But
that's it.
We found
the drone is under our control now. Escort it to the extraction point before the enemy can destroy it.
It's quite nice and something.
They're sending enough to take out the drone. Stay vigilant.
Yes, but if you figure out a good strategy, then it's quite easy, especially if you have a bit more experience in this. Sometimes you do have to prioritize getting the things you need before the mission, which unfortunately I'm having to do to my teammate, which puts a bit more difficulty on him. Whoops. But as soon as I get what I need,
More grenades.
take it.
Don't let them harm the drone.
Quickly jump up here.
The drone, a complete imprint of the relic.
Okay.
I know what to look for now.
Ender. Oh, let's see these things. Then quickly slow down. Yes, some enemies we can
This
take
camp
out
is the
with
command
this.
point for Grenier archaeological operations. Shut them down.
Now we have to quickly go this way to take care of the next objective. Hopefully I will leave this stream done at about maybe an hour or two. Well, hopefully an hour. Maybe at an hour and 10 or 30 minutes, depending on
You've reached the location. Clear out any nearby hostiles.
Ah, yes. Clear out hostiles. Might. Take out the
You captured the location. Do not let them retake it.
Next, you attempt to take control of it.
These can drop ammo. Normally it's pretty much anything that happens. Only the ammo that you need to go. Basically second. One thing to blind, they also take criticals. A lot more easy. But I will have to keep doing this for a minute. Inconvenience if you don't want to wait. But you can select other missions, but no matter what. In bounties, you normally have to wait a time period. Yes, but it isn't necessary. You can just button mash, and that will normally work for the most part. And then some things have passive effects, such as blocking some bullets as well as stuff like that. But normally, some bullets don't have enough energy to continue dashing these things put an impact. How does different times? But you can still always revert back to the regular gear, especially if you have high equipment. Like I chose to go for this weapon. So chances up, I have it wasn't accessible. I just had a chance of one. Missions don't. Sometimes it can be quite buggy, especially with flying enemies when you're have to kill them. And
the relic was here,
job done.
and not long ago.
A Cetus Wisp. Normally when you choose like relic capture missions, these normally end up getting all those
The
back.
Grenier archaeologist who uncovered the relic is on the move. Bring them in for questioning.
Always keep an eye out for these glowing spots if you're looking for... Okay, certain types of things in this landscape have that own sort of like look to them. You get used to singing it. It gets easier and easier to spot such as the mesopods, but that's kind of an obvious one, because when you look at them from a distance, they have those spikes coming out of them, as well as that light circle up in the middle. Is he continuously sliding or is he bullet jumping? No, he's sliding. Of course he is.
The officer is nearby. Track them down.
The red dye headlight. The road to it you need for a few things.
There's the officer. Capture them.
But since these two are scouters, we have our great special attacks to use. And of course someone's actually tuning into my stream.
Interrogation.
That's kind of
new
annoying.
leads to investigate.
But I will cut out at this once I finish this bounty and my stream
I located the
will
relic.
be
The
over.
Grenier hid it in an armored vault at my waypoint.
Once that's done, I'll hopefully
Quick.
get what I need, or I will not. But either way, I will be hopefully be ending this stream. And it's gone longer than I anticipated. And thank you, Dova, for the
vault's armor is
messages
too
that you were
strong for
posting
weapons
in
to
my
penetrate.
stream.
I will hack it open, but first I need a data mass for the guards. They dropped the data mass. Grab it. Good. Now insert that data mass into the console. They dropped the data mass. Grab it.
Thanks for the comments,
Good.
Dova.
Now insert that data mass into the console. If they destroy
And
the
Dova, I
console,
thought you were
never
meant to
get
be
the
going
vault
to your
open.
girlfriend, so please don't disturb the stream. Because my teachers are going to be seeing this. Alright, we are going. Okay. Good. But don't make me reveal your sweaty card. Whatever.
Hold tight to protect that console. More Grenier are coming your way.
Okay, mission's almost done. Hopefully this is more than satisfactory. Hopefully this will be uploaded to my channel and yours though, because I'm not sure if I accidentally changed my YouTube thing, or if it changes when you switch your account. Plus, though, I don't think I am good at warfare. I just think I'm average and I know stuff. Unlock 3, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Take the resources.
The relic. You
unfortunately
found it.
did not
The
get
Twills will be very happy to hear this. Or they would be if they were capable of emotion. Either way, I'm happy, bounty paid.
Okay, now we'll come back to see this and I shall end the stream. As you can see, the archwings are much more fast compared to my bullet jump, which is an inconvenience to say the least, especially when you're trying to get from one end of the map to a different sector of it. But I hope you have enjoyed my stream, or anyone just watching the video in general afterwards. And he's already at the evacuation point. Figures, but I'll probably get there before the time runs out. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But yeah. Pretty. Once this ends, I will be leaving this and starting my actual just regular gameplay. Voila. Mission done. And I got quite a few different items which will help me later on. So, thank you stream, and this has been JackShadow. Thanks for watching, and bye.